GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
These are my race treads for when the road ends.
These are my race treads for shredding the slopes.
These are my race treads for setting the hook.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
Link ECU, let's get it!
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000-wheel 2J, Link ECU all day.
Looking for what comes next? For that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
Need a little help? We got help. Need some advice? We got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. BC Forged Wheels. Custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged. Proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2025.
Holy cow, look at this. Welcome out to Road Atlanta. You can't ask for better time than right here, right now. This is the birthplace, the womb, where the red dirt meets the asphalt of this iconic track. And here we are to tear it up once again. Oh, Diego, he got banging doors. Oh, Atlanta's #1. Oh, the plot thickens here. Whoa, buddy. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this car's on fire.
Next stop are the finals. Osmo undefeated against Olsen. Olsen wants to get it back. Whoa, buddy. Wow, what a event. Your winner, Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osmo. Welcome out to Road Atlanta, the hype reel, and the hype lives up to the hype. You know, we talk about Casual Friday, now this is Extra Casual Thursday, but this is qualifying, and we are introducing you to our ProSpec drivers and our pro drivers later today. This is round 1 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship, the road to the championship. It begins here for ProSpec, and this is round 2 of 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. This iconic course, playing host to Formula Drift for 22 years, what started in 2004, has now progressed to this. The likes of Petit Le Mans being here, from 2 wheels to 4 wheels, where the red dirt meets the asphalt. These iconic turns, the purpose-built paved keyhole, the horseshoe, whatever you want to call it, regardless, it is the birthplace of Formula Drift here in the States. I am Jared Deanna. Joining me once again up top here, my ProSpec announcer, co-host, is Matt Sopa. Matt, you're looking good. Got a fresh haircut. Got the heat waves on. We've already seen some calamity out there on course, notably Ferris. Just call him Ferris. That's just easier than Ferris Q. Ferris going from, you know, time attack, going over to drift, 4,000 horsepower down there in that drift cave paddock. But great to see you again. Let's say that.
It's never bad. Super glad to be here, Jared. There's not a bad seat in the house. Weather's great. And we've already got some rubber down on the course from a few practice sessions with ProSpec and Pro, so we're getting the cars dialed in. We got a little course adjustments we'll talk to you a little bit later. Yeah. And yeah, ready to party.
And you talk about those course adjustments, talking about outside zones, little touch and goes, little nuances that already existed that are really the judges are clarifying for the drivers, and they thought it'd be a bit of maybe disruptive. I don't think so. I think it flows just absolutely ideally, and we'll break that down through the entirety of the event. So join us once again. Vernon is in the building. We got Brian Egger and Reese Marin. Robin Ishida stayed home as we got, again, East Coast, West Coast swing. So we'll keep Brian Egger and Reese through the entirety of the season, and then Robbie and Vern will be switching back and forth. So, again, we have a variety of things going on, but you know it, you love it. My buddy Jeremy Bay has never been here before. He flew in. His wife surprised him and said, come on in. And it's really funny just coming here. This is just an event I really look forward to. This is my number one. I saw somebody this last week, and he's like, yeah, you always say that, man, and I'm a broken record. But speaking of records here, this is our map for our ProSpec, our Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. We obviously kick things off here at ATL, and then we go on to E-Town, the first ever purpose-built American Drift Coliseum, St. Louis, Missouri, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and it ends and culminates at Salt Lake City, or just outside Grantsville, Utah, at UMC, Utah Motorsports Campus. So as you can see, a little chill day here today. Again, the ProSpec, like a lot of friends and family, and the pro drivers saw, Ryan Turk and Forsberg, they're out there running with some of their crew, and they have, it's a long weekend.
For sure.
Kind of a little bit of hurry up and wait. Talk about hurry up and wait. Here are the ProSpec jitters. Saw some of the spotters. They're like, all right, off-season blues, they're over. We're back. So talking about last year here, TLO, Tommy Lemaire, Alex Jager, saw him. He's got a new livery. He's going to show us Josh Love, Cody Buchanan, and Cole Richards. So some shakeups here in the off-season to the 2025 season. A couple of the boys moved up, notably Tommy Lemaire, O'Sullivan. A couple of them jumped up from ProSpec to Pro.
Yeah, Austin Motto was one of them. I think he got third overall last year in ProSpec. So, yeah, all heavy hitters here. Alex is super hungry. He's kind of, I think, beat himself up over his season last year.
Did.
So he's hungry.
Yeah, well, him and his lovely wife had a baby in the offseason. Axel just got to meet him and hold him. And it's, that journey going to pro. We saw the likes of Dmitry Brutsky hang and really party and cut his teeth in ProSpec. Now he's just committed full-time to pro. Right? Or is he out there in ProSpec?
I think he's dipping. He is.
You're right.
Yeah,
I apologize.
He's double dipping.
He is double dipping. Never settle. So he's never settling.
Yeah, it's Rudy that.
It's Rudy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his lady is out there driving.
Yeah,
and I talked to him. He says, I'm just going to say it. She's driving better than me because I know everybody else is going to say it. So excited to see how she does. Yeah. We got a few females in the competition. But here is the map, and it really doesn't totally break down these certain areas, but what were some standout points that you heard the judges elaborate on? We know this course, we love this course, enter the horseshoe, but what are some points of focus?
So the ultimate goal here is we want a good wide lead run from the lead driver here. And we have a new outer zone 1 right at initiation to keep them wide, and the inner clips have been kind of pushed out further away from the apex of the turns here. So we got our momentum zone going to outer zone 2 as we roll in through. Outer zone 3 has been extended. The start of it is later, but it's also extended as well. And then, like I said, inner clip 2 is also kind of further off course. And we got a new touch and go here as they exit the keyhole, which is again to kind of promote getting the cars further on a wider line so that we have a better chase. So like I always like saying, you can't paint a pretty picture with an ugly canvas. So that's what we need. So keeping them wide and then back on. Inner clip 1 becomes inner clip 3.
Yep.
And then finish line.
And you'll see some of the outer zones, like notably at the top of that keyhole, you can see that rectangle box. It's thicker and it's pushed further down the course. Yeah. It's about the same length, but it's thicker and again, move down the course. Also, you'll note that that inside clip in the keyhole, it's off quite a bit. So we're really trying to avoid digging and touching those tires into the dirt, into the rumble strips, avoiding that to just not leave it in the judge's hands. You know, and basically, because two things. If you go off course, you're off course essentially. You know what I mean? Like you're not supposed to be there.
Especially if you're in a lead position.
Yes, exactly. Especially if you're in a lead position. Great point. Because the judges said, hey, make a great line out front. Whatever the chase car does, that's on them. Because look, you could see that dirt. You start digging a hole, and it's just going to ruin, 1, your equipment, 2, it's going to disrupt. And, please stay off the frigging grass, right? Like the movie Friday.
What I like to note here, Jared, is the start of the zone is actually the start of that arc where that comes naturally. Because before we're kind of having to check up and kind of draw not such a smooth arc. And I believe it's promoting the guys that are nailing it in practice that I've seen have really come in there in the right spot and draw a nice arc in that zone. and set him up for success in that inner clip too, which now, if you may have seen these squares that are off of the clip that are actually on the course more, we're looking to have the front tires in those boxes for this round.
Here we are. So we're seeing Shelly Hansen there, and then you see Kaufman, DJ Stubstad, Ferris, again, I butchered his last name, Ferris Q, Cam Sorensen, another Sorensen has joined them. So what was a duo is now a trio. Their younger brother, talking about Amanda, Brandon, and now Cam Sorensen. Jerry Johnson, Brian Hollywood Hop is in the building. Hollywood Hop against the, was it the Admiral out there? And then you got Colette Davis. She's joining the conversation. Great to see her. She earned her license, loud and proud. Mike Power put out a big video and says, look, here I am. I'm in Southern California. Car is not together. He has bowed out. So Alan, like a boss, is will be getting that bye run. Colin Zielinski, so on and so forth. So you can see we only got room for 8 as my man's chilling like a villain on penicillin like Bob Dylan. Yes, sir. Vibing right there. As again,
that's a pretty umbrella.
That is. It really brings out the color of his eyes. I just think, you know, he's a Gemini. He likes long walks at racetracks. This guy's story here. I mean, he wrote a book. He wrote a children's book. It's about the lone fan.
It's called The Gas is on the Right.
It's called the yeah. And here we are with our judges once again up in the tower. Like I said, Robin Ishida, he is posted up at home in Japan, but joining us here. No, where's he at? He's in Sweden? Oh, so he's not just chilling. He's working.
Yeah.
So Vernon Svanveld, and we got Brian Eggert and Reese Marin. So Vernon joined us once again. So happy to get Vernon back in the building. Everything I said about you earlier at round 1, I completely, absolutely embody that. I don't regret any of it. So, and here we are taking a look at that Taxi Garage FC. And we were intended to see a bye run there, so it looks like we're going to jump into Kaufman and Stubstad.
Yeah, any blank lines in the bracket here, Jared, we're not going to run those bye runs. So, like, for example, later we'll have
Colette Davis
and Alan run his bye run. But,
okay.
So now we got Ryan Kaufman and DJ Stubstad.
All right, we know what Stubstad can do, and Kaufman, he's in that Taxi Garage vehicle, so looking forward to seeing what he could do. Again, these are the seating brackets we talk about. There's only 8 spots, so a few of these drivers are going to be watching from the sidelines. Tomorrow is game day for our PROSPEC. And here we go. Kaufman will lead Taxi Garage. If you don't know them, they custom modify some amazing razor crazy cars. Absolutely amazing. So here we go. Talking about Taxi Garage, man, pull over. Come on, Cav. Here we go. Into that first outside zone, and then into the touch and go, into that first inside clip. Now coming up the hill, filling all of that outside zone. Really well done. Quick little modify. You saw him straighten up there. Kaufman now coming out of the keyhole. Look at that. I mean, absolutely working the course there. Really well done with that FC, the Taxi Garage FC. He had a mild correction, but Stubstad struggling there in that chase position quite a bit. He kept a consistent distance, but I'll tell you what, Kaufman, he had a little correction going up into the keyhole. You saw him straighten out a little bit, but it really didn't disrupt too much of the chase or the entire
I'd like to take another look at that, but I really liked Kaufman's initiatives. They're filling out that zone right away, getting a little too deep into that inner clip 1 as we go back up the hill. Stubstad kind of struggling to keep it at angle there as Kaufman rings it around.
Right here.
A little bit of correction. Separate instance there, in my most humble opinion. But Stubstad keeping the tires lit, stay in frame here as Kaufman doing a good job of hitting that touch and go. That's what the judges want to see. We're keeping it wide so we're not pitching off that chase driver. And they're right around there. So unfortunately, Stubstad's got quite the deficit after we reverse the roles here. Independent mistake by that driver.
Yeah, it seemed that Kaufman was on it, and Stubstad just make his own independent mistakes.
Yeah, he just kind of lost angle, power. I'm not quite sure what happened, but he's gonna have to put on a show in the front here.
So here we go. Now Stubstad will be out front, loving the wig, the backwards hat. He's built for speed. The light switch is on. Let's see what DJ Stubstad's got out front. Kaufman in the chase position. Stubstad initiates out to that touch and go into the inside clip. Really well done. Now he's got that clean air, a lot more confident from Stubstad up the hill. You see a quick little yank, tapping the brakes in the outside zone. Kaufman applying the pressure. Is that too much? Now Stubstad looks like he's finding his way with the course. You know, you got to think just the jitters here. First run, here we go into it. Oh, where Kaufman goes off.
He abandoned ship.
Kaufman had one more turn.
That might have been right at the finish line. We'll have to look at the replay, but
you got to finish what you started, man. So we'll see if that is across the finish line. But he had it. Like, that was in the bag. Again,
yeah.
We'll see. That could very well be the equalizer. And unfortunately, from the top rope coming in, John Cena, bro, you did not see that coming.
Oh, man, look at awesome job here. I love the angle that he was applying there, but he was really too deep, pinching off the chase driver there, and that kind of reflects the proximity that Kaufman lost here going up the hill, DJ, and he makes up for it. That's what I like about this course. There's opportunity to redeem yourself in chase position. Substat doing a great job of filling out that touch and go. Kaufman's still right there with him. Does a really good job of mimicking the transition. Could have been a little earlier there, but he did go off fully before that finish line. That orange cone in your lower right screen there, that was the finish line, and he completely went off. And so, looking at it again here, Substat on the throttle, doing a little left foot braking there. As you can see that right front locking up, doing a good job there. Stabbing the handbrake there a little bit. Awesome job there getting around that inner clip. Remember, that's the square we're looking for, not that actual clip that's in the grass. And DJ Substat doing a great job here on the last half of the course, but Kaufman, he crumbles up the paper in his hands, throws it out the window, man. That's unfortunate. So we'll see what the judges have to say about that.
We were talking about Ferris earlier, just talking about him, and that's where he went off. I talked to him, you know, everybody's, oh, did you see Ferris crash? And I went down there, and he got blinded by the smoke. So that's exactly where he went off, and he went off there. So Kaufman and Substat, and I believe Substat is going to get the victory. So, again, Substat gets the victory. Kaufman, I mean, looking over the judges right now, Brian Reese, Vern, it went off. He threw it away. He had it. He literally had it. And that's, I mean, we've seen the videos of the marathon runners finishing the Ironman and just cannot finish, have to get picked up and carried across the finish line. Unfortunately, that will not get you the victory in this case. It's not just about completion, it's about completing sideways. So unfortunately, what a huge blow to Kaufman.
Yeah, that's a crusher. And,
you know, again, we're only taking 8, so he's going to, you know, unofficially right now, I mean, all signs are saying he's out.
He's out.
We only have 8. So, again, Substat and Hansen, if you're in the Great 8, here in our seating brackets, our Link Engine Management seating brackets, you're in tomorrow's show.
So talking about that corner where he kind of went off there and where Ferris went off, Rome Charpentier kind of gave a little hot tip there during practice. He's like, if that's on your second run, which it was our second run, your tires are just about done in that last corner. You really got to have some temperament there heading into that corner.
Speaking of Ferris, he was intended to be on the line, and he is not there. Ferris is not able to run. So with our joint events, Ferris is out. He's doing grid life with time attack, but drifting, unfortunately. So right now, here's the young buck, Cam Sorensen. Cam Sorensen joining the party of his older brother and sister. Cam getting his license. Let it flow. So again, notably his older sister, the first ever female to podium in Formula Drift Championship. And Cam Sorensen enters the chat.
I gotta say, that was his best lap I've seen him do all day.
Maybe. Just letting it loose, man. So again, his sister does the hair whips and he does the back end BMW whips right there. So Cam shows up and will get the fast pass, not having to compete against. Is that? No, okay. Is that Ferris? No, it's not. No, okay, yeah, this is the next battle. Okay, my bad.
He already beat Ferris.
Yeah, so yeah, unfortunately, that's bum for Ferris. It went down there. So, and it's Jerry Johnson. Very American Johnson right there. And Brian Hoplamazani. Just Brian Hop.
Brian Hop. Yeah.
Brian Hop.
Cool, we got to chat to him a little bit.
Hoplamazani. Yeah. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Try it, Chelsea. Say it. Hoplamazian. See? I know. I feel like a rabbit should come out of a hat. Hoplamazian. Here we go. Brian Hop and Johnson. Here we go. Jerry Johnson coming down the hill into that first outside zone. Yes, sir. The big 97 into that first inside clip, now into the second outside zone. Yes, sir. Big angle. You can see Hop just dialing it in. Hop chasing him down the hill. Now coming into that touch and go. Yeah, look at that. The smoke is just playing a major role here in that that last inside clip. So you want to hit that clip, have a good flow, keep it off of the dirt, off of the rumble strip.
Boy, just listen to that V8 sing of Jerry Johnson's right here. Just look at the angle he's pouring on there. I was like, dang, he was a little deep in there. Not quite pinching off the chase driver, but Brian Hopp does a good job of trying to make it up some ground here. He does get out of frame here as Jerry Johnson fills up that outer zone 2. He pours on the angle. I thought he was going to park it there for a second, but does a great job hitting that inner clip 2. Awesome job again in the touch and go. Pulls a little angle out of it to get down the hill, but then Mr. Hopp still in frame there as they come around the corner there and across the finish line. So let's see what Brian Hopp can do out front with some clean air after watching another replay here from Jerry Johnson. I was going to mention here, that engine in his is a high-strung, like NASCAR type. It's the only carbureted one we have on the grid.
Right, yeah.
So it's just sipping fuel on the idle, and this thing's just screaming with all the RPMs. And look at here, Brian Hopp staying there right with him as they go through inner clip 2. Awesome job here. That's what we want. We want to get them outside. Give him the playing ground that the chase driver needs to do his duties as well.
Yeah, NASCAR numbers, NASCAR motor, and again, Hollywood Hop Lamazian
and a NASCAR
now
name
out front. Then got that just big filter just sticking out, just obnoxious in a good way. So Jerry Johnson chasing out Brian Hopp, and looks like they will leave the start line. So who's going to be going against Cam Sorensen? His license up there, I believe, is in Utah. Colorado, I believe it was. All right, here we go. Swinging in. Here goes Brian Hopp into that inside clip. Boom, right on that tick mark. Literally ticking the boxes. Now you can see that natural sweeping. Quick little correction, going to the outside zone. Now coming to the keyhole. Gets out there. Oh no, Brian Hopp overcooks it. And Hopp overcooks it. And it looks like All-American Johnson will head back up the hill, and Hopp, regardless of what Johnson does, Hopp going off in the lead, that disrupts the chase. So that will be, again, these drivers handing it over. We saw that earlier, but not at that place for Kaufman. Let's take a look at it again. Where did it go wrong for Hopp?
That Mr. Hopp here throwing out there, going a little wide, threw a little too much angle at it, had to pull a little out there. Does fill outer zone 2 really well there, and Mr. Johnson also gaining some ground there and makes the, I guess it's technically a legal pass, but also that shuts down the run, like you said, all 4 off course for Brian Hopp. And without seeing the results here, I think we know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And here we go, slide him left for Jerry Johnson. Johnson gets the win over Brian Hopp. Unfortunately, Hopp is knocking himself out. So, all right, so I know he's got a lot of East Coast fans, but Brian Hopp, he had Chelsea Denofa, 2023 champion in his ear. Chelsea's a busy guy. He's running around doing some consulting for Turk, and now, unfortunately, for Brian Hopp, one of his jobs is done because obviously he does not see the main event tomorrow. Bummer for Brian Hopp.
Big time. Yeah, you don't want to go out taking yourself out.
Yep. So we're intending to see Mike Power, but he is not here. Alan Boss from Oak Harbor, Ohio, will be getting a bye run here. Excited to see what Boss Man could do. Power put a good, and a very transparent video of just being that. Yep, just unfortunately motor pop. So let's take a look at the solo run from Boss. Oh.
Keeping it together.
Yeah, initiates. He will get a bye run. Whoa, that's a new one. All right, so unfortunately he does go off. This will be a bye run for him, but want to keep it on where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, we're
Flamingo party here.
Landscaping's already done, boss.
Yeah. Is that a flamingo with a knife?
I wouldn't be surprised. We have to ask him about the spotter. So Boss will go up against Colette Davis in the grade 8 there. Next in the burnout box, looks like we got Colin Zielinski and Carson Ruger. Carson Ruger is in the RCP camp, so you'll probably recognize his livery here as we fly over the burnout box.
Carson's the tall drink of water, man. You've seen him with the shirt on. He's about 6'7", very excitable dude. Colin Zielinski, You know, we expect big things from him. Got the Fitment Extreme CJZ. Let's see what he's got.
So Carson was battling some accessory belt issues all day, so he's got about 3/4 of a lap under his belt. So
really,
let's see what he can pull off here. I hope they got it dialed in, but they've just been fighting that thing all day today.
All right, so here we go. We're seeing Zielinski out front. 3-1-2 coming down the pipe. So we got here from Zielinski. Initiates, very aggressive initiation, and that inside clip hits the boxes. Carson, even though the lack of runs seems like he's aggressive. Oh, he straightens out. A big straightening there by Carson. He does reinitiate, gets it back out of the outside zone. He does get it turned a little bit here. Oh, Carson has some struggles. Looks like he's fighting the car here.
Yeah, he might have lost power steering there potentially.
Yeah, just the way the car is acting, right? Oh boy. So Zielinski out front, he had that clean air, he looked good. What's your take?
Yeah, Zielinski was looking good in practice. I liked his lead run here. It sounds like both cars, I couldn't tell, they're both supercharged V8s, that they were both kind of lugging. One or two, I couldn't really tell, but we'll get the Air Force replay here going as Zielinski throws it into outer zone one. Nice flick there, a little bit wide. Fills the zone up though, nice positioning on that inner clip one. Rolls up the hill. Ruger right behind him there. Belt still probably holding on to that point. Could have let go right there, not sure. But Zielinski does a good job of filling out that outer zone one. A little wide there on inner clip two, and a little bit short on touch and go. But he does a good job of making a nice smooth arc here as we cross inner clip now 3 and through the finish line. And Ruger still in the frame there, but he does straighten out a couple times, so he's got a couple deficits going on. So Zielinski is a freshman this year in the PROSPEC series, and he's shown to be quite a contender. I've seen him in practice and that lead run, so let's flip and reverse it.
All right, Carson Ruger out front. Now, if you're Zielinski, knowing, hopefully the spotter said, hey, you know, fair warning, might not be 100% out front.
Yeah, temperament.
Ooh, and there he goes. See exactly what I anticipated. So, unfortunately, Carson, he shoots off, and that will be an easy victory for Zielinski. So with a quick exit from Carson Ruger, Colin Zielinski will get the victory. What a bummer for Carson. We'll get him towed off there.
So unfortunate, because for the driving that I did see from Carson Ruger, it looked like he had a lot of potential here to, you know, coming from the RCP camp. You know, he's got a little lineage behind him there, but we'll see him next time.
Yeah, unfortunately for Carson. So we'll be seeing him at the next PROSPEC round, and Colin Zielinski will get the victory. So a lot of these being decided by, you know, just equipment, you know, either shutting it down or just going exit stage left. So that will be all she wrote for Carson Ruger. Be putting his work hat back on, not so much the helmet for ripping. It's definitely a bummer for him, as we'll get him towed off and out of the kitty litter. Like I said, making some history this weekend, the first ever Grid Life joint event with Formula Drift, Formula Drift and Grid Life joining forces here this weekend. Excited for that. Seen some time attack, some road racing, some freestyle drifting. Got T-Pain debuting his new livery yesterday on the Pink Riviera, the drop top Ford Mustang with the Coyote engine.
Is that what he's calling it, the Pink Riviera? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Really cool carbon fiber pattern on there. So we'll get him out of the kitty litter, and we'll be right back.
ECU, let's get it.
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20 Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
These are my race treads for going the distance.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
You got Neff vodka in the hand. We're going to Pike Bar after this, I'm sure. We'll crank some cans of Neff later on, brother, but congratulations. Anything else you want to add?
Just thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
That's awesome. Well said. Adam LZ!
What a great way to kick off our season in Long Beach, but now you can get some Ineos motor oil. Get 20% off Ineos. Follow Ineos USA for details. And also, both Friday and Saturday, Ineos is offering free breakfast to the first 200 guests who visit their booth on Saturday morning from 10 a.m. till food lasts. So, plus some surprise goodies. So, stop on by Ineos, grab some breakfast, grab some discount on some oil. Pretty solid little activation there.
Yeah, who doesn't like breakfast?
I mean, gotta tell you, when in Atlanta, you know where to go.
Oh yeah.
Where do you go?
I already went there.
Where'd you go?
Waffle House.
That's right, the Dub. I know it as the Dub House. You know,
the Dub House.
Yeah. What's your order? Go for it. All-Star Special.
What we had with that Texas cheesesteak or something sandwich.
Dude,
I don't know.
You're a savage.
Yeah.
All-Star Special, scattered, covered, capped, chunked, cubed. Yeah. So that's mushrooms, ham, cheese.
You are.
Yeah. Yeah.
You definitely knock on that door way more often than I do.
They got
I
a
know
couple
that,
in Arizona,
but
Yeah.
I don't partake that often.
Yep. All right, win and you're in. Justin Ruth, Adam Heisman. This is our final battle of our seeding brackets and TBD on who's going to game day tomorrow. Is it Justin? Is it Adam? We will see. Let's see who we got coming down. Again, the battle right now Again, some points up for grabs in seeding brackets. The format has changed from last year to this year. We talked about that in Long Beach. Here we go, Justin Ruth, Adam Heisman coming into that first touch and go. Look at that exploding. Big angle there, out front. Ooh, the Mustang sliding in. You can see the Nissan Z, the 350 coming
like a
into the
DB.
keyhole. You got a DB, is that what you said? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that rear
you
right
get a medal.
of Justin's car, I believe.
Yeah, you called it out, a DB'd there. Tires out, and with the D-beating
on the first run, that's going to be the end of his story today.
Man, so here it is. Just, you know, the off season, the silly season as it's called in motorsports, and coming together. Not only do you have the jitters, is your equipment tight? Is it right? You know, push comes to shove, literally out here on the track. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, especially those saw teeth out there. Those are 3-4 inch rumble strips out there in that outer zone too. If you catch those just right, I'm sure.
Is that it? The back right?
Yeah, that's.
Yep, she gone.
It's a.
That's not a DB. That's left the chat room.
Yeah, it's a quick dismount.
Holy cow! Yeah. Well, glad he's okay. The car's lived to survive another day, but we'll get him towed out of here. So just like that, that'll be again. Justin Ruth, the 199 Nissan 350Z, unfortunately D-beating, knocking himself out here, because if you D-beat on a run, you can't, because basically that rule came to be because everybody was running really low tire pressures.
Yeah.
So you need to keep your equipment on your car, and it just started to become a nuisance. Let's just call it what it is. So the rule book changed, said if you have a D-beat, you're out. Because if you started running ridiculous, I mean, we were getting single digits, man.
Oh, they still are, let's be honest.
Yeah, but it's, you know.
It's a game of balance, you know.
It is.
These
good,
guys
good word.
You want to be, you know, they don't want to be, you know, left behind in the chase, and you want to be gripped up and whatnot, but you gamble.
Yep. What I saw, not implying any names, any people, or whatever was it. Cheaters lose, winners don't get caught. It was a cycling. It was a bicycle, like road cycling reference. My buddy, shout out to my boy Death Spray. I don't know if you know the name Death Spray. David from England. He did a lot of liveries for Ken Block. Notably, he did a couple for Ken Block, and he had a graphic that came out the other day. I thought that was funny. Losers, what is it? Yeah, losers cheat. Winners don't get caught. I always say find the gray. I mean, that's motorsports. That's anything that's competitive. You find the gray, and that's equipment or knowledge or whatever. But let's take a look at it again. Where did it go? Where did it go with DB?
Yeah, it might have been right there. You can see a lack of smoke coming from that right rear, and there. Yeah, you can see the thing flapping in the wind there. It had nothing to do with outer zone 2, like I might have initially thought. I think it was he caught the V in outer zone 1. Where the rumble strip and the track meet. So definitely past this point here. Yeah, definitely on initiation. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, just getting that side bite, and the side bite said, nope, I'm gonna take that. That's mine now. So looks like Adam will be getting the win.
Yeah, you can see here. He was way wide. Oh yeah, right where that coming back on that rumble strip. Just that's a big drop off. You know, there's been a lot of landscaping going on over there, even just today. Big drop off there. So, fortunately, that's all she wrote for Mr. Justin.
All right, we'll get him off the course. The action continues here. We're getting him off. Hey, we got Grid Life through the entirety of the weekend. They're rolling in here in just a little bit. And we will, again, for the first time ever, making some history. Beautiful day here in Atlanta. All right, Grid Life is coming. You can see them. They're going to be set up over that's all the FD paddock. You got Pro, Activations, and PROSPEC there at the end. They're on the other side of the track. You can see just next to the traditional. So here it is, Grid Life 2025. South Carolina, we already saw that, obviously, and here we are, special stage Atlanta. T-Pain's going to be out there drifting. Midwest, it's going down Gingerman Raceway, June 6th. Summer Apex, that's a good one. Out there at Road America. Circuit Legends, talking about Lime Rock. Lime Rock, and then Laguna. You know where that's at? Laguna Seca. And then the pit race, October 17th. And you can stay here this weekend and check it out, Grid Life. It's, again, more racing. And there we go.
Dan hasn't seen this yet. This is our Rally Auto Parts Random Part Challenge. We figure we're going to switch it up a little bit this year. So our first victim is going to be Radan Burkett. Radan, the gears are turning.
It's like an idler control valve.
Ooh, close.
No, it's not.
Wait.
The EGR valve. 4 a Ford.
Wow! To be continued. It's off of a vehicle, but hey, Radan got it right. Look at that. He said EGR valve. That's exactly what this thing is. Victim number 2 for the day on the O'Reilly Auto Parts Random Part Challenge. It's gonna feature. What is that?
We were just coming in, but it's something's going here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some kind of pressure sensor.
2002 Prius right here. Good enough for me.
What is it? What is it?
It is an EGR ignition valve.
I've never seen them today.
Yeah, and nor will he ever see one again. So, victim number 3 for the day for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Random Part Challenge is Mario.
This bud. Dude, really? You gotta come with me a little bit better than this, bud. It's an EGR valve.
Oh, piece of cake. He's a weapon. You make a model. Any guesses?
Looking at that connector, I couldn't tell you on the year, big model, that shit.
Hey, but you got it.
It's EGR valve.
It is an EGR valve. I knew I could.
No problem.
Next victim for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Random Part Challenge, Matt Field. This guy works on this job to see what he takes us. What is that?
It's definitely like a solenoid of some sort. It's got to be like a starter for a small engine.
Work.
All right, we're gonna say a headlight solenoid for a 1972 Alfa Romeo.
There it is. It's the flicker fluid actuator valve.
For the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, for the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, it is a EGR valve.
What? Oh, yeah. All right. What a weird thing, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna mess with this is street car stuff. We gotta do this.
Yeah. I should have cooked it.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
And we are back. Taking a look. Who's this right here?
Yeah, we got Adam Heischman going to do his buy run.
Okay,
the second,
thank you,
second half of that battle between him and Justin Ruth. So let that LS sing.
Oh, yeah. Is this an abomination in your eyes?
I like Adam enough, so I'll let it slide. Let it slide. Get it?
Yeah. All right, so here goes Heischman. Tell me it's a Corvette just with like a Mustang shell.
You wish. No, it's all just powered by push rods. That's all.
Okay. For those that haven't caught on, obviously Matt Sopa is a big Ford guy.
Big Ford guy.
Makes it modular. You know, he's got the drift fusion. He's got the Fox body. He's got a bunch of what's that?
Yeah. Speaking of, there's a second drift fusion out there now.
What?
Yeah, Mr. Chris Leonard in the ProSpec field just built one over the winter.
Word?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Big influencer guy over here.
It only took one.
Yep. All right, Mrs. Hansen versus DJ Substat. Cam Sorensen, 13 years old, enters the chat. As I said on social media, the bloodline approved, baby. Jerry Johnson, All-American Jerry Johnson. Colette Davis, another female in the mix. Alan Boss going against Colette Davis. And then you got Colin Zielinski versus Adam Heischman. So just like that, those 8 are in it. So let's see what we got here.
Yeah, so not only is it for bragging rights, but a few championship points in the seating bracket here. Now it's a thing changed from last year.
Great interview there on the Outer Zone podcast with Hansen and Jacob. Be sure to check that out, get some insight. Here we go. Hansen and Stubbsat. Oh, looks like a
restart.
She jumped the light, maybe a little bit of jitters. A little bit of jitters there. Jumped the light. Who's got more glorious hair here?
Yeah,
Hansen or
that's
Stubbstat?
That's a battle in itself,
yeah,
Jared.
Sheesh.
All right,
let's restart them. Again, the lead car. So Hansen jumped the light there. Again, this now it's just, you know, points, accumulative of points, because you do get points in preceding brackets now.
Yep.
But she is in the show for tomorrow, so that's good. And again, talking to Rudy, he said, man, she's driving the pants off of it, so she's excited. She knows Dub's dad. They're homies down in the pit, so some of their good friends. And Rudy said she's been taking him out on the sim, so let's go when push comes to shove.
Look at that.
Whoa, big, massive angle. Woo, gangster entry. Comes in, holy cow, look at this. Grip into the keyhole. She is dialing it in. A little bit of a wide swing there. She kind of overshot it a little bit, had to pause up, just kind of buffering, but overall very aggressive. And look at that smoke. Well done.
Goosebumps, Jared. That was
sick.
That was something to follow. Holy cow.
It was really fluid. Watch how she flicks at it, but it holds on.
That's got to be over 90. Look at that. Perfect execution of that. And into inner clip 1 in here. Smooth, very little corrections. Got to give it a subset. He's hanging there with her, giving a little left foot brake. Fills the outer zone just perfect. You mentioned the little wide here. I kind of liked it. It kind of set her up really well for the touch and going, keeping the chase driver available to get in the pocket. DJ Substad, he's still in the game, but he's just not putting the pressure on enough on that awesome lead run of Shelly Hansen.
I didn't mind it, but it didn't seem fluid.
Right, it kind of like fluid. Yeah, the arc was a little awkward.
Yeah,
I would give it that. Yeah, let's take a look at that and talk about it again here. As you kind of see it, it's almost like she's going to park it, loses a little momentum, but then kind of crosses. The proximity of the inner clip was good, but the angle that it was at was kind of odd. But other than that, beautiful lead run by Shelly.
Love that initiation. Like you said, almost 90. It was just about 87.5.
Yep.
You know, just threw it in. That was really well done. Love that. Or actually would be 45, right? From there to there, 40. So 44. Yeah, 90. Oh, whatever.
Anyway, lights out.
On map. Whatever. Here we go.
You're not
you're right, 90, you're right. Here we go. So, all right, Substat out front. Hansen in the chase position. And now coming, so getting pulled away, some separation here, some power differential, Substat. But we're gonna have to take a look at the line and where he's at. Substat now coming through the keyhole. And now bring it on home. So yeah.
So got a nice battle here with no easy outs, as we like to put it. So interesting to see what the judges say here. I feel like Shelly put in some good pressure there. She could have kind of kept some proximity a little closer in other areas, but Substat, definitely not the angle that we saw from Shelly, but she kind of almost greater hit his angle as they roll up the hill here. Little left foot braking from Substat as he fills out outer zone 2. Shelly's still in there in the fight. Needs to put a little more pressure there, gets a little closer, going through inner clip 2. He's good proximity there. Could have mimicked the transition there better. She does close the door here through after the keyhole and through the last inner clip, and just didn't put consistent pressure.
Yeah, you know, like you said, there was kind of a, let's see this initiation. Shelly, yeah, she got aggressive. You know, she kept the same distance. If you saw that on that first outside, right, initiation, she got close, had to back off, and you can see consistent distance all the way through, so she kind of bit off more than she could chew right out of the gate, but then kept it consistent all the way through. You can see her kind of surging back.
Yeah, there's these moments in the course where she like gains the proximity, and then I don't know if it's just the speed and momentum that Substat has that he's allowed to pull away a little bit more. But I think with the weight we're putting on the lead driver, it'll be interesting to see where the judges go with.
All right, slide him left for Shelly Hansen, right for Substat. There's a 1 vote. There's 2. Hansen gets the win, taking out Substat. And there it goes. All right, so Hansen advances on to the Final Four. Substat knocked out, so Shelly advances on. Congratulations. Moving on to what's that?
Yeah, go ahead. Should be either Sorensen or Jerry Johnson.
Yeah, and you know, Sims have played such a major role. Talking to Rudy, her husband, and he said, dude, she's been getting hours and hours. You know, we've seen that from Hiro Manoa. You know, just talking to Brandon Sorensen, Cam's older brother. Again, Cam, a lot of track time, a lot of seat time. He's doing things that him and they were talking, just literally just earshot, just hearing, hey man, super sketchy area, and he pulls it off. Like he's
awesome.
he's doing some things to impress his older brother and sister. And you know, talking to him at Irwindale last year, he's like, I just want to beat my sister. So like that is just like his big low-hanging fruit there, you know. So you know, as you know, I mean,
that's his only reason he's here.
You only have one kid, but you see that sibling rivalry. It's bragging rights. Like, hey, remember that time? Yeah, I do. Never forget. Here we go, Jerry Johnson, big American Johnson versus the young buck Cam Sorensen. And Johnson will lead. Cam Sorensen. Oh no, excuse me. Cam Sorensen will lead. I apologize. Here we go. Cam Sorensen out front. Here goes Johnson to chase. Cam big, massive angle there. Good initiation. Goes in again a little bit tighter than the judges wanted. That square is there for a reason. All right, goes and flirts with the rumble strips into the horseshoe. Dips that back left in. Oh, and Johnson straightens out. Looks like he might have gotten too aggressive. Had to back off. Now Cam completing the entirety of the run back up the hill.
Yeah, it might have been some contact there right before interclip too, Jared.
Yeah, that angle. So again, we'll get some words from the judges here in a little bit. We are getting some insight here. Take a look at it again.
Yeah, like the Cameron's initiation, nice little flick there. Johnson a little late to the party there initiation, but Cameron is a little shallow there, or deep on interclip 1. Does a good job filling 2, and Johnson trying to make up some ground here as they roll around the keyhole. You can see a little bit of I guess there wasn't. I think maybe his bumper got into his front wheels. It looked like it just upset the car, or he just lost momentum there enough to park the car and to kind of throw away his chase run there as Cameron. Again, he needs to back it off there a little bit on the interclip 1. And let's take a look at the track map again here, Jared. You can see we changed things up here in Atlanta this year. We got an outer zone 1 at initiation and added touch and go after interclip 2 there. And outer zone 3 has been kind of shifted over to be done later and kind of allow the drivers to draw a wider arc. So take another look at Cameron's lead run here. You can see Johnson getting a little lost in the smoke there. He's just kind of playing catch up the whole time until interclip 2 here, as Cameron was a little shallow in that zone, and that might have been kind of the crux of Johnson's situation there, but there was no contact there like I thought initially, and kind of just independent failure
little mental
there.
lapse. Just little laps, you know, you're just hyper focused, man, and sometimes you just gotta let it flow, you know, little Bruce Lee, flow like water.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the front end might have washed out and kind of lose track of where the front wheels are pointing.
Here we go. Now Jerry Johnson out front, Cam Sorensen chase position.
We got a fender hanging off of that
fender shooting off. That will not impede on Johnson in chase position. Going to those rumble strips, a lot of handbrake there by Johnson. Quick little correction from Johnson now coming up into outside zone 2. Johnson goes into outside zone 3. Now there's that horseshoe, a wide and same spot. So seems like that thing just comes out of drift because it just straightens out. It might be like rubbing on something, right? Because why would and it's not snapping back.
Yeah, it might be over centering or something like that. I'm getting some mouthing from Rome. Yeah, popping out of gear. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate because like this course probably has the most shifts that you have to do on any course.
Just holding that thing. All right, here we go. Jerry Johnson, Cam Sorensen, and unfortunately Jerry Johnson popping out of gear. He is in the show for tomorrow, but big America right there. Jerry Johnson riding the handlebars into tomorrow's main event, but Cam Sorensen barely got a little bit of stubble there, being 13 years old.
I think the only thing bigger than that mustache is the air filter hanging out of his hood.
Very, very well said. There we go. I don't know what to salute or high five. All right, so Cam Sorensen advances on. It'll be Sorensen versus Hansen. Now we move on to the other side of our Link Engine Management ProSpec seating bracket. Link ECU, the official ECU of Formula Drift.
Well, this will be the first time we see Colette Davis. She had that open by run where there wasn't a competitor there to fill the spot. So we got Colette Davis against Alan Boss.
Okay, Colette Davis. She picked up is it Jeff Donati's old BMW?
I believe you're right.
Yep, and she has made it her own. It's got her signature livery. She got her, I talked to her at Long Beach, and she earned her license rightfully so, and she wants to make a name for herself. Obviously, her and Adam LZ are an item. They're traveling all over and drifting all over the world. So Colette, ready to step up for her Formula Drift debut, going against, again, Alan Boss. All right, Colette will lead. Colette will lead. Alan Boss giving chase. Colette poised on the line. Once they extinguish, they're good to go. Here goes Colette through that start chicane. We got a clean start. Let's see what Colette's got in this Fitment BMW. Initiating outside zone. Oh, failure to launch. That was a late launch.
Granted,
So,
that is a momentum area jump.
Yeah.
Here, but that's.
We're gonna have to look at that again. I mean, if I'm Alan Boss, you're like, okay, go, and just very unnatural. Want to look at it again.
Kind of like a double initiation, but late as well.
It just seemed like a stutter step.
Because if you're past the 3-2-1s and you haven't quite hit the drift yet, that's on the lead driver, absolutely.
Yeah, again, knee-jerk reaction. It looked like she was failure to launch.
Maybe we can see a little better here from the Eye in the Sky in our Air Force replay. Nothing. Yeah, so the car was still straight going into the beginning of Outer Zone 1. And yeah, I would put that on her, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the judges
they're shaking their head.
Yeah, that was just failure to initiate.
Yeah, I just wonder.
And throw it out there. Throw it out there.
It's like,
throw it out there.
Come on, turn left. Yeah, I feel like the handbrake just wasn't cooperating.
It's probably yanking on the thing and just not, like here we are, Johnson popping out of gear. Colette's trying to use the handbrake. All the fever levers are broken right now.
Yeah, sometimes with the heat, like the type of brake pad you have on there,
Yeah.
sometimes they need heat, sometimes they work better cold, but hard to say. Maybe we've got air in the system, but it's a bummer. So Alan Boss has quite the advantage here over Colette Davis, and he's going to get the lead run here now, and she's going to have to kind of pull something out of her hat, put that on his door, and kind of force an error on Boss's part here.
All right, so yeah, this is like you said, force an error. And see, there we go.
We got the Kubota out there. He's been putting a lot of laps out today.
It's not a great sign, but appreciate the Road Atlanta staff here. Always cordial and kind to us, Formula Drift fans. This place is going to be packed out tomorrow and Saturday. So looking forward to, again, tomorrow. Later on tonight, so scheduled events, we have pro seating brackets.
Yes, sir.
And then tomorrow, all PROSPEC. That's starting later in the day until till night, and then Saturday, pro. So it's going to be a great event. And then in the mornings, both tomorrow and Saturday, we got Grid Live. So open drifting for like an hour and a half. I know Chelsea Nova did bring the BC Racing Drift Cayman. It's out here.
Okay.
Talk about, so a very unique car. He said, I don't know if I'm going to drift. I said, dude, you got it. And now with Hot being out, I have to assume he's going to drift. Here we go. So here goes Boss. Initiates. Big angle from him. A lot more dialed in on his first buy run there. The Dangerous Flamingo. Coming into that second outside zone. Colette Davis back there quite a bit. Oh, and Boss goes off course.
Well, there was a silver liner here, Jared.
Yeah.
They're both in the show, but unfortunately,
you're right.
This isn't the show we wanted right now.
And I don't want to go one more time because it's just both of them. Again, between the handbrake on Colette is what we're kind of deducing it to, or
she did stay on course.
To that. She did stay on course, but threw off Boss's line. Again, this is accumulative points.
But I feel like you might be onto something there with the one more time.
But Boss used more of the track in the lead run.
He did.
Because Boss couldn't go anywhere with Colette, again, not initiating.
I say we run it back. Let's get a good battle going, Maybe we can see what happened here. Didn't come out. That thing just gripped right up in that Outer Zone 1 and kind of messed up Colette a little bit as we head into Outer Zone 2. Let's see if we can see that, maybe that front washout. And yeah, it looks like that's exactly what happened. That thing, the front end just went straight and off into the yard there. And they switched positions. All right, looks like we got Zielinski and Heischman on the line waiting for this result to happen before we release them on the course to battle. And What do our judges say?
Slide him left for Colette one more time and one more time. So they are giving them one more time, but we got to step it up, kids. Let's see what we got here. Again, Colette having some issues, unfortunately, and Bosch just going off on that third outside zone up into the keyhole. We'll advance on to Zielinski and Heischman.
Yep.
So Zielinski will lead, and Heischman in that LS-powered Mustang.
Zielinski
bit of a
calling a 5.
Frankenstein. Handbrake. Handbrake smoked.
For Colette, okay.
Yeah. Just talking to a spotter, talking to her spotter, excuse me. All right, Zielinski and Heischman.
Oh, looks like Zielinski is pulling up the line. I know Max is talking to him. We're going to get some info here. He's chopping him off at the line, and hopefully we're going to send him soon.
Okay, pulling them up, staging them up. Let's see what we got. Again, Hansen and Sorensen are already in the final 4. Colette Davis, Alan Boston one more time, and now Zielinski and Heischman on the start line. Zielinski, slow crawl. What is cooking, Captain?
Restart?
Is he having issues?
What's going on, Chris?
Is he buffering? He jumped. Okay, so Eager Beaver does not get the worm here. Chopping the wood, I'm yelling timber.
Yeah, I couldn't see that from up here.
Yeah,
I
Zielinski
usually have
and
an eagle eye for that kind of thing.
Yeah, Eagle Eye Cherry, great band. All right, yeah. I mean, just look at,
Yeah, let's find the age spread in PROSPEC.
There is. Again, I have kids older than half the field.
How does it make you feel?
I have a kid older than half. I'm joking, but between yeah, they're getting up there. All right, here we go. Zielinski and Heischman coming down the chute. Here we go. Zielinski out front, goes across the nose.
Wow.
Good initiation. Look at Heischman drop into formation, tight on that front clip. Now into the second outside zone. That is the second outside zone, and here goes the third. You can see how it just slid over, that good organic, nice natural flow. Past an inside clip. Now that right there is just all about transition. Put your car in the right spot. And it seems like all the drivers are just, again, organically is the word that I want to abuse here, because it's very fluid. It just you know, instinctually kind of happens with the, like I say, organic flow. Non-GMO, baby.
Yeah, that was a good run by Zielinski. It's kind of what I expected from him, watching him all day here as he does a straight line approach. But Heischman's there up close and personal as they both get kind of deep in the inner clip one, and that mistake kind of costs him some proximity as they head up the hill. Zielinski throwing some more angle to kind of slow the car down, fills out our zone 2 pretty well. Heischman playing the game of catch up. He does a good job of crossing that inner clip 2 at a really great angle and sets him up good and well for touch and go as they round out inner clip 3. Still a little deep there. That's I don't want to say a deficit, but that's not what we want to see the car. We want to see the front tires go through the box of these inner clips. So now Heischman's going to get the clean air up front in that Mustang, and Zielinski is going to give chase.
All right, let's see what we got here. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going against either Colette or Voss? All right, here we go. Heischman out front. Look at that, lifting that front left corner up. Ooh. Zielinski taking a very shallow line. A bit disruptive in that chase position. Aggressive is Zielinski. Out of the keyhole. And now ripping back down the wall hugs. Hey.
A little boop.
Hey, that.
It's not loud.
Right as I said wall hugs, I'm like, is that a good nickname? I don't like to give walls hugs. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't know about wall hugs, dude.
Give it to Colin, though. That was the proximity. That's the best chase I think we've seen all the seating bracket here. It does cut the corner there as they head up the hill, which don't really want to see that all the time. And Heischman does a good job of doing his due diligence in the lead position as Colin is just throwing on the aggression there as he throws it on his door. Does a good job. Again, he is cutting the line here to gain that proximity, but you could just see the sheer force there in the transition. He mimicked that like little hiccup that Heischman had in his transition. I don't know if that was on accident or purpose, but it was definitely entertaining. So that was our second run there, and we'll get a decision here after this replay. As Heischman's out front, you can see a little left foot braking there on his Mustang there as he fills out our zone 2. Does a good job coming around in, and Colin right there with him. Zielinski does a good job transitioning again. Cuts that corner there. to gain that proximity, I don't know if it was completely necessary. It just didn't look as fluid as if he stayed in that pocket where the judges want him. So yeah, let's see what they think.
All right, slide him left for Zielinski, a right for Heischman. It looks like Heischman gets the victory. Couldn't agree more. Just Zielinski, just a little bit wonky. Feel like he's just like an unbridled horse.
I'd like to maybe get a word from the judges on him. Was it because he was cutting the corners? Okay. Just a matter of who made less mistakes. Gotcha.
All right, so Adam gets the victory and move on against either Colette Davis or Alan Boss.
Yeah, we're waiting for those cars to get turned around here, get some fresh fuel, fresh DTU radial tires as the Kubota cleans up. Once again, we got, that's Ricky out there making sure our track's all nice and clean.
All right, we're waiting on it one more time. We'll clean up the track when we come back. It's a beautiful day here at Road Atlanta. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break here at round 1 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. These are the seating brackets. Don't go anywhere.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
ECU, let's get it.
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Link Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it. Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Welcome back to the streets of Long Beach. Once again, here we are. Cars are staged, the flags are waving, the umbrellas are out, the track is hot, the wind is blowing, and the drivers are ready. He is Chris the Force Forford! Force ring applying the pressure outside zone 3. Make some noise for Northern California zone, the beast from the Bay, Matt Vito! Do that first outside zone. That Corvette slides it. Oh! You know him, you love him, Mr. Adam LZ! Look at Adam LZ in his BMW.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Okay, welcome back here. We are intended to see Colette Davis and Alan Boss on the line for our final battle of the preceding brackets, or the seeding brackets of our Link Engine Management. All right, flying on in and dropping in this iconic track. Like I said, 2004. And we are getting ready. You can see Colette Davis warming up the tires. And pulling up to the line. So Alan Bossett. And this one more time here. Yeah. Mechanical issues. You know, Colette handbrake, and Alan Boss. Don't know what went south. Maybe, I don't know, popping out of gear or something. It's having some issues. So here we go.
Yeah, it's
let's run them once again.
Front end washed out, but let's get some clean runs and get a clean decision.
All right, Colette Davis, she's going to have to initiate hard into this first outside zone. Alan Boss having issues up in the keyhole. Here we go, Colette Davis coming down the chute. Let's see what Colette's got here. This one more time run. Who's going against Eichmann? There we go, better initiation there from Colette. Boss comes in very tight. Colette rips up and shoots up the hill into the key. Whoa! Boss rips up into the side of Colette Davis.
Apparently they didn't listen.
Wow.
That was aggressive, man.
That was a smash.
Smash and grab, yeah.
All right, looks like
just trying to get that
inside the cockpit of Colette.
Restarted there. Maybe it'll still be able to roll out.
Making sure she's in there. All right, what do we got here? We'll get her off the course momentarily. High vis OMP gloves of Colette. Signature colorway. All right, looks like she'll need a tow. Again, the judge is requesting for a replay. Take a look again. Was it Boss too aggressive?
I wonder. Looks like they got the handbrake working there at Colette's car, but yeah, aggressiveness from the Boss camp here. As he, I thought he was going to go off course there, but here we go, cutting that corner just a bit too much. Just did the pit maneuver perfectly. Yeah. It was, I mean,
right?
That's what they teach. Wow. I mean, if you want to spin someone out, that's where you hit them. They're right in that rear corner. It looked more aggressive from the initial angle, but so it looks like Boss is gonna have fault on that one. So he'll be able to take a competition 5-minute timeout, and Colette will be allowed 10 minutes to fix her car once we get it rolled off here, of course. Looks like she had a little failure to.
So do they say it was Boss's fault?
Yes. Yeah. Pretty apparent there, I would say.
Yeah. All right, Colette outside of the car. Some, again, contact made, so a one more time. Hood already being popped. Taking a look. All right. Already seen what's going on. Something might have shook loose, got slammed loose.
Yeah, with an impact like that, he could have jostled the fuel pump modules back there in the fuel cell. Who knows what's going on?
Is that one of those pop quizzes that Dylan had? Like what?
Fuel pump module? Yeah.
No, just that ran apart.
He better come to me now that I know he's doing that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Quiz me.
I was like, do you know? You're like, oh yeah, it's off of the,
Yeah, it's off a 6-liter diesel.
Make it modular,
2005
dude. To. Super obscure part guy.
You know, you can get a flux capacitor at O'Reilly's.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got a couple women in the seating bracket, and then we got Amanda Sorensen. She is already pre-seated, given her finishing in the 24 season.
Absolutely.
Okay, so a little lull falls over the action here, but
yeah, potentially we'll have an all-women final in the season.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that would be insane. That would be historical.
And there it goes.
And she got that toe power.
So, yeah, Boss kind of hit that rear right there pretty good. Looks like the tire's still holding air. Wheel looks pretty running true. I'm sure the toe's affected, so they're going to get 10 minutes to check that thing out, Jared. And
well, she is sponsored by Fitment Industries, so I'd assume she has plenty of wheels. Should be good.
Yeah, maybe a couple. speaking of the off season, what's Jared been up to?
I've been golfing a lot.
No way.
Yeah, I've been golfing. And happy birthday to my wife. I know she's not watching. She's chilling today.
Cool.
But happy birthday to my lovely bride. And yeah, just doing a lot of things. So you know, looking to make some moments here in 2025. So let's take a look back and living in the moment with Odi Bakshis. Holy cow, look at this. Welcome out to Road Atlanta. You can't ask for better weather, better vibes, and a better time than right here, right now. Here goes Odi Bakshis, who's currently 3rd in points.
I typically really enjoy round 2 in Atlanta. It's just a really good vibe. It's a top-notch racing facility. The track is super cool, lots of elevation changes, and you know, it's nice to do well here. Getting on the podium at round 1 really paved the way for me to accumulate some good points, and we're looking to do the same here. That way we just start out hard and set ourselves up for the championship. We have confidence going into the season because we finished off last season. I finished off 2nd, Simon finished off 4th, so we got this like good drive, good momentum, and you know, the cars are ripping.
Up next, his car is not here. Might be a little battered, a little bruised here on the left-hand side. He's going to pilot eventually the Garagistic Pedal Commander Bi-Tour BMW. Make some noise for RCP Rome Charpentier.
We're here in warm-up. There was some contact between Simon Olsen and Rome Charpentier. And on this car in particular, the tow arm gets knocked over and bends it, so hopefully it's an easy fix.
I was chasing Simon Olsen up the hill, and it looked like when he went to the downshift, he missed the downshift. So it just plowed into the side of him at the top of the hill. So they're going to do 2 corners, hopefully in the next 5 to 6 minutes, because it's back out there for practice.
You got to tone her down a little bit. It's warm-up.
All right, well, we got a couple more battles left here in 32. Ooh, RCP and a raging Diego Higa. Here we go. RCP says give him Honor help. He's got to give himself help because he got that new BMW. Oh, Diego Higa banging doors. Oh! Pushes him out of the way. That was a pretty good hit on that side.
Hopefully his arm's all right. It's a lot of speed coming through there.
Woo. Come on, another round of applause for Rome Charpentier. You know, he can hear you.
Rome just left in the ambulance, I guess, because he hit his arm pretty good. So we'll see how this turns out.
Diego Higa is at fault. So RCP going to top 16.
Rome's been released from the ambulance, and somehow he's getting brought back up here to see if they can fix it, and then he can drive in this battle. But we'll see. This car's actually pretty damaged, so we'll see how it turns out.
But look at all the rocks coming out of this thing.
Are you hurt?
Left arm, but it's okay. We'll drive through it.
Yeah.
We have 2 minutes. We'll be good.
You got it.
Fire up, fire up.
Here we go, back to the action. Forsberg and RCP. Send it! Rome Charpentier looks like comes out of angle just a little bit. Forsberg transitions back up the hill into that first outside zone. Now coming to the horseshoe, RCP right there. Forsberg hammering down.
Oh,
down.
There it is.
I was gonna say the car did not sound 100%. Rome Charpentier, man, that car. Woo!
Started getting fully beat up for sure.
Coming through here, you can hear things popping
So basically,
off.
real close to Chris. We came around the the keyhole, we're ready to go, and right as Chris went around the inner clip, he went to shift and went straight into neutral and just plowed into the back of the car.
Oh, the plot thickens here. Man.
Moving on to top 8, which is super crazy. I don't think I've ever made it at top 32 here, so this is awesome. This is a good run for the start of the season for sure.
Talk about battered and bruised.
Oh.
RCP, like I said, he's still got a smile on his face. How we doing out there, Atlanta? Make some noise! Who's up next?
Odi Bakshis.
Woo!
It's crazy.
Dude, what if Rome plays spoiler and just with all the getting into the kitty litter, getting into the back of Forsberg.
Hold my body, kid.
Bro, this is insane. Send it! Oh, buddy! RCP, Rome Charpentier coming down the hill. Padoodle, whoa! There we go, losing parts here. But again, it was a fend. Oh, buddy! RCP goes rallycross, goes onto the grass. We'll see. We're going to have to run that back. We are definitely going to have to run that back. Oh my God! Holy cow! Make sure he's okay.
Yeah. Odie's car's on fire.
Odie's on fire.
Get out, Odie. Get out. Get out. Oh! Get out. Hit that. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, no.
Odie.
Round of applause. Make sure that Odie's okay. That was intense.
I'm all right. I, like, literally blew the intake manifold off the car, blew the throttle body apart, everything blew apart. Not sure what happened.
We were wondering if the motor blew up, but looking at it, it almost looks like it had like a nitrous backfire first, because it blew apart the silicone coupling, separated the intake manifold, broke the throttle body. It did a whole bunch of damage on that, blew the air filter apart, so something a little crazy happened here.
Wow, look at this. Odie Bakshis gets 1 vote, 2 votes, and now 3 votes. So Odie Bakshis gets the win.
Oh, really?
Odie Bakshis will lead. Rome Charpentier will give chase.
In his lead run, he went off track 2 tires.
Oh, buddy! Throws up that dirt cloud, little brown cloud, look out!
In the chase run, he hit me and went off track. And then pushed me off track. And then he apologized to me going up like, bro, I'm so sorry that I hit you.
Over the radio, I heard it over all the sounds. Odie, get out of the car. Odie, get out of the car. It was like a siren, like an alarm, like over and over and over. How did this come off? Like nitrous must have started igniting when the crank let go. Yeah. I got what, like 3 weeks until Formula Drift Round 3 in Orlando, and there's no way I could take this back to headquarters in California. I mean, this whole thing is probably smoked. Like, there's nothing salvageable out of this really nice, expensive Texas speed motor that was built for me.
Why'd Odie get the win, for one? And then 2, as far as advancement, what's going to happen here, Odie Olsen?
Well, what it really came down to is that we do notice that when Odie was chasing Rome, there was a little bit of contact there. There was a bump, and there was another little tap. We as the judges don't feel that those bumps or those hits caused Odie to go off track the way it did.
I gave him some space, and then all of a sudden there was no more space to be had. So I'm a little confused why I got so close to him so quickly. Yeah, obviously there's contact. I was able to keep going. Rome bailed out. I don't know if maybe his car wasn't okay or if the hit was just too big for him to keep going.
I mean, I get judging is difficult, but like, bro, a bent wheel, a bent arm, and a bent body. Like, yo.
I got my shirt undone here. I'm just, it's hot up here.
Let the hamburger meat out.
Yeah, it's hot up here in more ways than one, baby. We're letting the buttons fly. We got Rome up here. We're talking smack to him over here in the spotter stand. Brandon Sorensen's up here. We got Jacob sitting right. Matt Soap and I, your tour guides. We are hearing that Boss is not going to make his competition timeout, so Colette Davis should be having a bye run and will advance on to go against Heichman. On the other side, Shelly Hansen and Cam Sorensen. So we got 2 females, again, in seating brackets, and they'll be joined by another female, Amanda Sorensen, making history last year. And yeah, 13, yeah, is that 8th grade? 8th grade, technically? Yeah. Cam Sorensen would be in 8th grade. He doesn't know, he's homeschooled.
He's homeschooled.
They do online school. He's online. So yeah, do the math. All right, so this is Colette Davis. Warm up the tires, making sure she's all good, but unfortunately, Boss, he's knocked out, but he's still in the show.
Still in the big show.
Which is good.
So she get another practice lap here before tomorrow, or I mean before
Heichman. Yep. All right, we'll lay out and listen to Colette Davis, and again, another vehicle. This is a good opportunity for her to, winding it up. Oh, Max, get it. Circus Maximus, get it. All right. Going for it. Give him the old Funk getting
Yeah, he took a page out of my book there. What the heck?
All right, so looks like handbrake.
Handbrakes looks to be working.
Looks all right.
Listen to that 3.4 JZ just singing. Way wide.
That's not where you want to be.
Still chaseable.
Yeah, but it's not where you want to be. Again, the judges put that square right at the exit of outside zone 3, going and approaching the inside clip 2, exiting the keyhole. So Colette pulls off to the side. She'll wait in the wings for Heichman. And there's Shelly Hansen in that burnout box. And here we are in our seating bracket. So again, Shelly Hansen, Stubstad, Sorensen, talking about Cam, Jerry Johnson, Colette Davis, Alan Boss, Zielinski, and Heichman. If you did not hear your name called, unfortunately, you are knocked out. If you did, you are in tomorrow's main event. And there is Hansen and Sorensen on the start line. Shelly will lead, Sorensen giving chase. So on her debut, Formula Drift, Cam as well. So 2 Formula Drift PROSPEC rookies coming down the hill. Shelly initiates, whips it back in that first outside zone, past the inside clip. Cam just pokes out of that smoke. Well done. In the second outside zone, coming to outside zone 3 goes Shelly. Dips in, good angle from her. She takes that line again, kind of overshoots it. Cam has to navigate through the smoke. This is where that smoke signal gets you in a lot of trouble. There goes Cam through that inside clip and that last outside zone.
Boy, Jared, I feel like after that first lead run of Shelly's, she had a lot to live up to, and I don't think she quite met that mark on this one, but it was definitely a good lead run that gave Cameron a chance to, show how he could do in the chase here. A little deep on inner clip 1 there. I think we needed to see it a little back off there. She pulled the handbrake here a little bit through outer zone 2 into 3. Cameron kind of sacrificing a little bit of angle there to get some proximity, and he loses a lot of real estate here as they exit the touch and go, heading down the hill, and she goes a little deep here on the inner clip now 3. We just want to see the front tire. That's all we need in there, to allow that chase driver to have a wide angle to chase. So, you can see that handbrake being pulled through outer zone 1. That is a momentum zone. There's no deficits there. As you can see the handbrake here a little bit as she gets into outer zone 3, and leaves a little early, pours on the angle, kind of loses a little momentum there, and I think it kind of choked up Cameron there, but he did kind of have a weird transition there coming into the touch and go, and like I said, he lost a little ground there against Shelly as they crossed the finish line on that last half of that battle. So Cameron's going to get some clean air in that supercharged BMW, and Shelly's going to give chase.
And here we go with a 13-year-old coming down the mountain, and here comes Sorensen and Hansen. Sorensen pulling away from Hansen. Cam, that Spider BMW. Good transition from Cam. Shelly has to drop back. You see that thing grip up, shoots forward. Cam with the clean air. Low.
Clutch
kick. Yeah, clutch kicking his way through. Looks like he will. Yeah, again, was not impeded. It might have been a blessing that Shelly was not as tight as she could have been going and exiting out of outside zone 3. That was the only kind of point that Cam really had a mistake, but he was hammering down up until that point. But yeah, it did disrupt either party.
Yeah, I kind of like what Shelly did here. It did leave a little room there. At this angle, it did look, I should like how she kind of attacked the pocket there, but just kept losing ground
on the hill.
Yeah, almost. She had to really sacrifice a lot of the corner there to gain some proximity. We can't hear it now, but there was a lot of clutch kicks. Cameron almost straightened and stalled there. I didn't really catch that in the live action. As they run down that hill, you can see that line is kind of a guide where they want him to be to the right of that. So he was technically dropping a tire there. We'll have to ask the judges their opinion on that, but awesome initiation from Sorensen here as they go through inner clip 1 there. And Shelly, you can see here, she kind of almost parks it there, pulls some angle out of the car to get some proximity, and it just kind of falls apart for her in the chase position here the rest of the way, as Cameron is a little too deep on that inner clip 1 as well. Been having a habit of doing that kind of all day today with all the clips, to be honest. And we'll see which way the needle is wavering for these drivers, these 2 PROSPEC rookies here. As
hey, starting young.
He's got his own rescue truck out there.
Look at, oh,
he is
look,
speed.
Look, no drift car. He's got a truck in the dirt, man. Heck yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah, he's got a little mullet going. Built for speed. What up, man? You're up there on the big screen. You, sun's out, guns out. Here we are taking a look at our BC Racing Go for Gold BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift.
Yeah, let's see how they differ here. You can see Cameron's proximity is a lot greater here, and they were both a little deep on the interclip one. And then you can see where it fell apart for Shelley there in the chase position, and Cameron didn't have to like cut angle at all versus Shelley there. And they come around here. Shelley's a lot more wide. There's big contrast there in the interclip too. Also in touch and go, they had. I can see why the judges asked for the side by side. You can kind of really break down and see the differences in their runs here as they roll back through the finish there. Kind of a tough call in my opinion. It's I feel like it could go either way or one more time, obviously. But I mean, it's tough. I'd hate to be in that position.
All right. Let's see which way it goes. Sorensen or Hansen. And next up we'll have Colette Davis versus Adam Heichman to go against the winner of this battle. Schedule-wise today, we are looking at, again, seating brackets. Today we are currently in it. Local time 4:30, ample time. And here we are. So sliding left for Shelley Hansen or right for Cam Sorensen, getting the win in that Spider lockdown performance. BMW, 13 years old. So Hansen will getting technically third place. That she gets that #1 spot randomized there. So points wise, whoever loses the Colette Davis Heichman battle will tie for points there. But it's again Cam Sorensen versus either Colette Davis or Heichman. So on their debut, Hansen and Sorensen. Do you guys agree? All right, these guys got an old-fashioned Formula Drift bro down right here. You think they know each other?
I'd like to think so.
Love the casual conversations up here in the tower.
Dad's out, son's in.
Yeah, all right, here we go. Taking a look, Colette Davis, Adam Heichman on this side. All right, so wall hugs, Adam Heichman, Colette Davis. And here she is, Colette will lead, Heichman giving chase. So 3 females in tomorrow's main event, and they are all absolute weapons. Here we go, Colette Davis out front, Fitment. The Fitment BMW comes in again, another slow roll, that trickle. Heichman in the chase position, that wall hugs Ford Mustang. Oh, gets wobbly in that chase position.
Yeah, I'm hearing a little misfire there coming from Heichman.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
That thing's down a hole.
Yeah, that sounds like an impeller boat just sucking in some seaweed.
That's a great way to put it.
Just bogging in. You're like, you got to put your hand up there. You got to clear the jet,
just
brother.
A grumpy bear, man.
Yeah, just
But Heichman, he was battling little tidbits of mechanical issues last year. He was hoping to not have that sort of stuff happen.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Handbrake's working. We got some fresh fitment wheels there on the back of Colette's car here as they come down the hill. Nice straight pull. And you can see the deficit in power here that Heichman right away is just kind of trying to make up for. And looks like I'm getting a sign from race control that he is going to take a 5 here as we take a look at their rounding out interclip 2 there. But draws kind of a peculiar line there that we've seen before from drivers, and you can just see Heichman just struggling to gain some proximity there against Colette Davis as they head back up the hill. And we're going to wait for Adam to take a 5, and
all right, comp timeout coming in.
Yeah, so can't move on further until that's sorted. So
yep,
take a little
break.
breather.
A little break. We got plenty of time here. As Sorensen waits to find out who's going against him in the finals, we'll take a short break. Davis and Heichman, with Heichman, as you say, sounded like a grumpy bear waking up from his slumber. Well, guess what? Formula Drift is back here in Atlanta. And if you've been a bear in a cave, wake up. Time to put a little makeup, because we are back at it like a track addict, talking about Formula Drift, joint venture with Grid Life this weekend. We got PROSPEC, we got Pro, all killer, no filler here at Road Atlanta. We will be right back, and as we take a look at our seating bracket.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
These are my race treads for when the road ends.
These are my race treads for shredding the slopes.
These are my race treads for setting the hook.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
Link ECU, let's get it.
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine, and then we're going to add nitrous on top of it. Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Looking for what comes next? For that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
Need a little help? We got help. Need some advice? We got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
BC Forged Wheels, custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged, proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2025.
About it? Oh, come on, dude. I'm like, we're here. Like, hey, you guys want to know stuff? We can't tell you. Cool. I'll tell you what, that Type S night lights in Long Beach at in the shadow of the Queen Mary, that was awesome. We had an awesome Type S night lights where we debuted T-Pain's car, also those brand new Toyota GRs, the GR Corolla, the development one. It's here on display. It's under Dazzle Camo. You got the final edition Mark V Supra and the Yuzu edition GR86. The GR lineup is so sick. There's also the GR Yaris. But Toyota, thank you for your support of the series. And Ford, and like, you gotta love it, man. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Heichman out front, Colette. She's just chilling. She's letting him swing and do his thing out front. Colette Davis kicks back, gets into formation. Good transition from Heichman. Same for Colette. Now coming up the hill. See, Heichman looks like no issues now. So whatever issue he had, now rips out of the keyhole. tons of smoke. I can't even see him. Look at this. We're blinded.
Whiteout.
Yeah, that is an absolute whiteout. Back in the hill, Heisman and Colette missing that last outside zone, kind of what is the beginning is the end as well.
Yeah,
but,
that one doesn't count when you're going back.
No.
It's kind of more for reference. I mean, it's probably helping the smoke, to be honest.
Well, we saw, again, Ferris, we've seen, drivers go off there many moons, many times. Let's take a look at it again.
All right. Cool perspective here. Heisman getting wide there in outer zone 1. I like how they approach an inner flip 1 as they rally up the hill here. Colette still in the picture here. Trying to sacrifice a little bit of angle to gain that proximity as they go through 3. And Heisman did a good job of following that. Does kind of draw kind of a wide, wonky line there as they go through the touch and go. He does pull away from Colette here a little bit as they head back down the hill. And a little deep than we want to see there on inner clip now 3 on the way back. So we only want to see the front tires. You can see how wide he gets here, rumbling through those strips there as he whips that Mustang around to lead position. And Colette trying to do everything she can in her toolbox to keep that proximity and the pressure on Heisman as they get through the keyhole. You kind of see it lose and hear the momentum get lost there as they get through the touch and go and back to the whiteout. It's it's probably what Colette was seeing there as they roll through the finish there. That's got to hand it to these drivers, basically driving blind at some points through the course.
Yeah, it gets tough, and that's why, again, that wall comes into play because you can't see it until you see it and back it in there. Casual Thursday. Seeding brackets. 2 more battles left, or I should say 1 more battle left, excuse me. 1 more battle after
a couple more decisions.
Yeah, there you go. 2 more decisions.
I'm not really happy with the side-by-side, but we can give it to you if you want.
All right. Taking a look at this first run here. This is Colette out front and Heisman in the chase. Anything jump out at you, Bob?
Yeah, let's check it out here. Obviously, Adam was kind of, I focused on his struggle there. As you can hear his engine misfiring, and he got that taken care of. But Colette looking fairly smooth, going all over zone 2 there, and did a good job here filling 3 and kind of draw that weird line where she's like perpendicular to that inner clip 2, and did a good job here filling out that touch and go as they head back down the hill. So I think proximity-wise, she might have an edge on Heisman in that regard. And now we can take a look at that run we just saw here as Heisman gets that clean air out front of that Mustang. Firing on all cylinders now as he whips that thing. I really like that style going in there. Hold on to the handbrake and let that thing rip through inner clip 1. And Colette, I have to say, yeah, she does have a little more pressure there. And it just looks smooth, but I think because of that mechanical factor, that's why Heisman didn't look as smooth in the chase, because he was doing everything in his power to, to keep that pressure on Colette. So if I had to waver anything, I'd say Colette might have this one.
Okay. Got fans of all ages looking on, and here we go. Sliding left for Colette or right for Heisman. It looks like Colette Davis gets the win. She's going to the finals, and again, she accumulates some more points, notably, and Heisman is knocked out. And I agree with that call. Heisman just having too many issues there, and then it finally coming together for him out front. Yeah. But Colette, she applied the pressure just enough. So Davis and Sorensen. So again, 2 PROSPEC, obviously rookies, come into the mix. So Cam Sorensen, 13 years old. Colette Davis, she is absolutely ripping. So we have, I believe it's 3 points per win. 3 points per win.
Yeah,
so you can accumulate. So right now, 3, 6, 9, and if you win, 12 points.
12 points, and then you're leading the championship.
Yep, there you go.
About 24 hours.
Or you know what? I mean, you could go, start from the bottom. Now you're here.
Yeah.
Go full on. So, but as you can see, currently right now, you can see Cam Sorensen and Colette Davis are 9 points richer on either side. One will be 12 points richer collectively. So, like this format overall, and again, a win is not 100 points anymore. You can take a look at the rule book, and we'll break that down when it comes to head-to-head tomorrow and on Saturday for Pro.
We don't give points for just showing up anymore.
Nope.
Got to win it. Got to earn it.
Which absolutely makes sense. All right, we got Shelly. We got Colette Davis versus Sorensen. So as we could see against Sorensen. Now there's a trio of Sorensens, Amanda, Brandon, and now Cam. We'll see Amanda ripping tomorrow. And then Colette Davis. Seen her cut her teeth in rallycross. She's done some variety of different racing from karting, and then over the years been drifting. Her and her man Adam LZ driving quite a few different events. I believe they'll be at Hyperfest next weekend too. That's
cool.
It's a fun event out in Virginia. I'll be out there. You going to that?
Not this time.
You went last year, right? Didn't you? 2 years ago? Did you ever go to Hyperfest?
I've yet to go to Hyperfest.
Okay. I thought you were there.
Yeah.
My bad.
No worries.
It's a fun event out at VIR, so we'll be out there. And you can see Colette Davis, the pink crew. All right. So Sorensen and Davis.
Fresh fuel, fresh tires, fresh final.
How we doing up there? Shoes off, kicking it, hanging out. Solid little Thursday. Is that that's a Chelsea Denofa shirt on the left? Yeah, buddy.
My dude.
Yeah, vibing. That's you, bud. Yeah, there you go. Just as we change the camera angle. There are the Sorensen. So you got Brandon Sorensen, Amanda Sorensen, and then Cam, who is now waiting. So. Then just off to the side. Who's got the Army livery?
I want to say that's O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Yep. Making history this weekend, Grid Live Formula Drift. Outside of this, a variety of different events. Again, Gingerman Raceway, that's Midwest Festival. Summer Apex, Road America, July 25th, 27th. Circuit Legends, Lime Rock Park. The Rapscallions, Die Legend, Laguna Festival, aka Laguna Seca, and then the pit race. That will be the weekend of LB2 that same weekend. So if you're at Grid Life, you can watch in, but action starts tomorrow, 8:15 a.m., goes to 1:30. So Grid Life takes over Road Atlanta. Here we are.
Looks like we got both cars at the back of the burnout pit, ready to get those GT radials warmed up and have our first ProSpec seating final.
Fairly straightforward, fairly good battles. And here is Colette Davis, the stats, the numbers. Flip those numbers, 31 to 13.
Interesting.
Cam Sorensen and Colette Davis. Both BMWs, different power plants. Yep. Talking the 2JZ of Colette, got the LS under the hood of the BMW of Cam Sorensen. Jumping that GT Radial, the official spec tire of Formula Drift. All right, sliding bananas over here. Oh boy. And take a look, Colette Davis coming down the chute. Colette will lead, and Cam Sorensen for 3 more points richer in the victory in our Link Engine Management ProSpec Seating Finals. And here comes the Fitness BMW. Coming down in the other BMW, Cam Sorensen, 13 years young. Colette Davis, again, just rolling into it. Not a violent initiation, just rolls into it. That allows Cam to get close, but again, another driver backing off now. So lunge forward, Colette going into the dirt quite a bit. That allows Cam to catch up. Does not finish. Nice, geez. Cam with that snappy exit of the horseshoe. Now coming back up the hill, right on it. I want to get that overhead view of what went down there. So that's got to throw you off just with like kind of a just easing into it on initiation, because you saw Cam in the chase. He threw it in, but
sure
Colette
did.
just kind of rolled into it.
Yeah, I agree, Jared. He definitely greatered the angle than Colette. He was going in there a lot more aggressive than Colette was in the lead position. But did a good job there of keeping that temperament in that inner clip 1, and Cameron kind of taking a way wide line there. I'm glad that he wasn't cheating the line as much as he has today, and he gained that proximity through just you know, keeping in that pocket, keeping that temperament and in that touch and go, but it did also sacrifice a little proximity here. He's late on that transition there. I think he could have anticipated that transition just a little earlier to kind of seal the cap there on his chase run. You can see even more so there that not a failure to launch, but just a delayed initiation in the lead position there of Colette as she rounds out outer zone 2. Dropping a single tire that fits the field history, rapid GT radio as they roll through inner clip 2. Through that touch and go, Cameron just bathing that GT radio smoke as they come down. You can see there, he's a little late to mimic that transition, kind of costing some proximity there. Could have tied a little bow on his chase run there. Now he'll get the clean air in that supercharged V8 BMW.
See what you got
against that JZ.
See what you got, young buck.
Turbocharged Fed.
What you got, Cam?
Of Colette Davis.
I love seeing the Sorensens just grow, develop, not only as humans but drivers, man. Just their driving prowess just levels up. So here we go. Cam Sorensen out front, 13 years old, initiates. Is he gonna get the win here in seating brackets? This is definitely gonna be ego booster for him as he rips away from Colette Davis. Colette, she is not too far back, but I'll tell you, the line just seems to be a little more precision than what we saw of Colette. You know, she got into the dirt a little bit.
Yep.
And again, just the not aggressive launch. Cam just keeps it between the lines, just a little more settled. That was a great run from Cam.
Yeah, the only thing I could take away from that, he just keeps getting deep into those inner clips where he's putting it in between the front rear tires. But I really love his initiation here. Nice and using the whole course. We bought the whole course. We're going to use the whole course. As he fills out that outer zone 1. Colette trying to stay in the fight here as they round out up the hill through outer zone 2. You can see him dropping the tire to the outer zone 2, but he does a good job drawing the arc. Doesn't drop a tire like Colette did in her outer zone 2. Good touch and go and good mimic of the angle. She's trying to gain some ground here. A little better transition anticipation than Cameron did in his chase. So I do agree, Jared, that the precision of Cameron was just a little more accurate in his lead run over Colette's. As we take another look as they round out outer zone 2, you can see the fire and the flames out of that BMW in the lead position of Cameron Sorensen's car as they run around that inner clip 2 and round out that touch and go. You can see Colette wheeling that BMW as they roll down through the smoke and out the finish line.
Some good runs here in seating brackets. You know, like I said, this is just got to be a lot of nerves.
Sure,
you know, just building it. All right, here it is, Road Atlanta. You know, you finally here, PROSPEC. You know, it's just insane. All right, so, but just, you know, nerves. You build your car. All right, I've cut my teeth. I've been sparring, been working, grinding, you know, Pro-Am events, local, regional, shoot, international, right?
Yeah.
And then PROSPEC. And let's go to one of, probably now the most iconic track in Formula Drift since,
absolutely.
You know, I would say it's a close between Atlanta and Irwindale. Now with Irwindale gone, there's no denying Atlanta is, like I say, our Talladega, our Monaco. You know, obviously Long Beach is more of a Monaco, but this is our Talladega. This is our, you know, this is our track.
Yeah, as like
a lot of nerves.
Definitely nerves, and I do like it because there's like the Long Beach it's all walls, right?
Yeah.
But we do have one wall, you know, waiting, lurking there that can definitely bite you. But
it's rigged.
There's it's there. You can take risks here, is what I'm getting at. When you're here for the first time and in PROSPEC. So give it up for these drivers here. We're going to get a decision here. Miss Shelly Hansen joining the trio here.
All right, so pulling them on up. There we are, seeing, looks like Colette in the cockpit of her, making sure hair's on fleek, looking good. There's Shelly Hansen coming on in. She will get that third spot with Heischman. He was the number 11 seed. So we know that for sure, but you could see Cam Sorensen's team pulling on up. So seeding brackets, 12 points up for grabs. So again, 3 points every win. The seeding bracket winner will be acknowledged on the box. And as she gets outside of the car, the 109, She gets on the podium on her Formula Drift ProSpec debut. There's RCP giving her a hug. Congratulations. Make sure they're all outside of their car, and we'll rip off our podium here on who is our 3, our 1, and our 2. Coming outside of the cockpit. And hugs all around. A great way to kick off the action here at Road Atlanta. Round 1 of our Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Make sure the car is all good. Without further ado, third place here in our Link Engine Management ProSpec seating brackets on her debut. Make some noise for Shelly Hansen. Team Hansen flying the flag. Rudy Hansen fighting in the pro. We'll see Shelly in the show tomorrow. And now your winner in our seating brackets. Again, 3, 6, 9, now 12 points richer. All 3 of these drivers on their ProSpec debut. It was unanimous. Your winner here in our Link Engine Management ProSpec seating brackets is Cam Sorensen. Gets the win. Cam Sorensen, 13 years old. The Sorensen trio, Cam, Amanda, and now, again, Brandon as well. Cam gets the win. That means second place goes to the Fitment BMW of Colette Davis. Colette Davis, second place. Colette, congrats with a second place on her Formula Drift Pro Seating Brackets debut. Congratulations, Cam Sorensen, Colette Davis, and that of Shelly Hansen. All right, don't throw them too high. You might lose them, might sail off into the wind. Congratulations to Cam. Sopa, a great way to start it, warm up the track.
Yeah, definitely.
Cam, very talented. Colette, I mean, just the overall, the Link Engine Management ProSpec drivers, love watching it, and just those little finesse things just to get it working out for them.
Yeah, I got to say, after what we saw today, I'm excited to see what we got in store for tomorrow.
Yep.
And now we'll get the whole field in there, scrapping, and we should have some good battles.
Absolutely. Taking a look at the schedule, local time is just before, what are we at here? Just before 5 o'clock. So we have some time off between now and our live stream. We're going to be live at 7:45 local time. So 2 hours and 45 minutes. So 2 hours, 45 minutes for our pro seating bracket. So you got plenty of time.
Let's get a bite.
So, yeah, grab a bite, grab a drink, grab a good time, because we'll be back here. There's Shelly Hansen, Colette Davis giving some hugs. 3 females in the ProSpec Championship. Larry taking the photos. On behalf of Matt Sopa, thank you, Matt.
Thank you. I'll see you at the line in a few hours.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, we'll be back up here.
See you up here.
We'll be jamming.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt, for all that you do. Thank you to our judges. Again, Vernon, welcome back. Thank you to Brian Eggert, Reese Marin. Thank you to the whole Formula Drift staff. Thank you to the Road Atlanta staff as well. We will be back here in just about 2 hours and 45 minutes for our pro seating bracket at 7:45 local time. Again, for reference, it's just before 5 o'clock here at Road Atlanta. Round 1 of our Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship and round 2 of the Pro Championship. I'm Jared Dienda. We'll see you in a little bit.